My mother called me on a Saturday evening. I had just walked into my apartment after a 12-hour shift. She did not ask how I was doing. She did not say hello. She just said it straight. You need to send $27,000 to Lana this week. I thought I heard her wrong. That was everything I had saved over 4 years to put a down payment on my first house. And this was not the first time my family demanded I sacrifice everything for my little sister. Before I begin this story, let me know where you are watching from today. Drop your city and state in the comments below. If you have ever felt like the invisible child in your own family, hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss how this story ends. Trust me, you will want to stay for what I decided to do with that $27,000. My name is Marcus. I am 32 years old and I work at a logistics company in Indianapolis. I started there 8 years ago as a warehouse worker loading boxes onto trucks in the middle of the night. I showed up early. I stayed late. I never complained. Slowly over the years, I worked my way up to operations supervisor. It was not glamorous, but it was honest work and it paid the bills. I live alone in a 1-bedroom apartment on the east side of the city. Nothing fancy. Just a small kitchen, a bathroom that gets cold in the winter, and a bedroom window that looks out at a parking lot. I drive a 2014 Honda Civic with 160,000 miles on it. The air conditioning barely works in the summer, but I never bothered to fix it because that would mean spending money I was trying to save. And I was saving. Every single paycheck I put something aside. I brought my lunch to work every day. I skipped vacations. I said no to nights out with friends. All because I had one dream. I wanted to buy a small house in the suburbs. Nothing big. Just a little place with a backyard where I could maybe get a dog someday. A place that was mine. After 4 years of saving, I finally had $27,400 in my account. I had just been pre-approved for a mortgage. The real estate agent had shown me a few houses. There was one I could not stop thinking about. 3 bedrooms, a maple tree in the front yard, and a kitchen with big windows that let in the morning light. I was so close I could taste it. Then my mother called. Let me tell you about my family. My parents are second-generation immigrants. They own a small dry cleaning shop in Chicago, where they work 6 days a week. My father is a quiet man who believes in hard work and sacrifice. My mother is the one who runs the household, makes the decisions, and keeps everyone in line. Or at least she tries to. Then there is my sister Lana. She is 4 years younger than me, which makes her 28. From the moment she was born, she was the center of our family. The baby girl, the pretty one. The one with the personality that could light up a room. While I was the quiet kid who sat in the corner reading books, Lana was the one making everyone laugh at family dinners. My parents adored her, and I do not say that with bitterness. It is simply the truth. When Lana wanted something, she got it. When Lana made a mistake, it was forgiven. When Lana failed, there was always an excuse. She was young, she was learning, she would figure it out. But when I wanted something, I was told to wait. When I made a mistake, I was lectured for hours. When I failed, I was reminded that I needed to be stronger, to be better, to set an example for my sister. I remember when I was 17 years old. I got a part-time job at a grocery store bagging groceries after school and on weekends. I was saving up to buy my first car. But that summer, Lana wanted to go to a special summer camp with her friends. It cost $2,000. My parents said they could not afford it. So my mother looked at me with those eyes that said everything without saying anything, and I handed over my savings. Lana went to camp. I took the bus for another year. When I was 18, I got accepted to Purdue University. I was so proud. I had worked hard for that acceptance letter. But when I showed it to my parents, they sat me down and explained that they could not afford to send me. They suggested I go to community college instead, save money, maybe transfer later. I was disappointed, but I understood. Money was tight. I got it. 2 years later, Lana graduated high school. She got accepted to Northwestern University, a private school that cost 3 times what Purdue would have. And somehow my parents found the money. They took out loans. They dipped into their retirement. They made it work. I did not say anything. I told myself that Lana needed it more than I did, that she had bigger dreams, that I would be fine. So I worked full-time during the day and took online classes at night. It took me 6 years to finish my bachelor degree, 6 years of exhaustion and sacrifice. Meanwhile, Lana graduated from Northwestern in 4 years. My parents threw her a big graduation party. I was there standing in the back clapping with everyone else. After graduation, Lana moved to Los Angeles. She had a degree in marketing, but she did not want to work a regular job. She wanted to be an influencer, a lifestyle blogger, someone who got paid to post pictures of her breakfast and her outfits. My parents supported this dream. They helped pay for her studio apartment in a nice part of the city. They sent her money every month while she figured things out. Lana tried a lot of things over the years. She sold products online. She got involved in network marketing schemes. She dabbled in cryptocurrency trading. None of it worked. Every few months there was a new venture, a new opportunity, a new reason why she needed more money to invest in herself, and every time my parents found a way to help her. Meanwhile, I was sending $200 home every month. Not because they asked, just because I felt like I should. I was the son. I was supposed to take care of my parents. That is what I was raised to believe. Lana never sent a single dollar. The last time I spoke to my sister, before that phone call, was 6 months earlier. She had called me out of nowhere, which should have been my first warning sign. After a few minutes of small talk, she asked if she could borrow $500. She said she was short on rent that month and would pay me back as soon as she could. I sent her the money that same day. She never paid it back. She never even mentioned it again. And I never asked because I did not want to make things awkward. That was my relationship with Lana. She called when she needed something. I gave. And then silence until the next time. When my mother told me to send $27,000 to Lana, my first question was why? What could possibly require that much money so urgently? My mother sighed as if she was exhausted by my need for explanations. She told me that Lana had gotten involved in a business opportunity with her new boyfriend. They had opened a pop-up boutique in Santa Monica. It was supposed to be a huge success. They had invested everything into it, but it failed. The boutique closed after just 2 months. Now Lana owed money to the landlord for breaking the lease. She owed money to suppliers for inventory she never sold. And to make matters worse, her boyfriend had disappeared. He had taken some of their shared funds and vanished. No one knew where he went. Lana was in serious trouble. She was being threatened with lawsuits. Her credit score was about to be destroyed. If she did not come up with the money soon, her life would be ruined. My mother said all of this as if it was the most natural thing in the world for me to fix. "You are her brother," she said. "You have to help her." I asked my mother if she and my father could help. I knew the dry cleaning shop was not making them rich, but surely they had something saved. There was a pause on the other end of the line. Then my mother said the shop was struggling. Business had been slow. They barely had enough to cover their own bills. I did not know what to say. I told her I would think about it. 20 minutes later, my father called. His voice was different from my mother. Harder. More demanding. He told me that this was my duty as the older brother. That family came first. That money could be earned again, but if my sister was ruined, she would never recover. I tried to explain about the house, about the 4 years of saving, about how close I was to finally having something of my own. My father cut me off. "Houses can wait," he said. "Your sister cannot." I asked him a question I had never asked before in my entire life. I said, "Why is it always me who has to sacrifice? Why is it never anyone else?" The silence on the phone was deafening. Then my father spoke, and his voice was cold. "What are you saying? Are you saying you do not love your sister?" The call ended shortly after that. We did not say goodbye. That night I could not sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about everything. I thought about the house with the maple tree. I thought about the kitchen with the big windows. I thought about finally having a place that was mine. I thought about all the years I had worked, the overtime shifts, the holidays I spent alone because I could not afford to fly home, the vacations I never took, the life I had put on hold. I was 32 years old. Most of my friends from high school had bought houses years ago. Some were married with children. And here I was, still renting a small apartment, still driving a beat-up car, still waiting for my turn. If I gave Lana this money, how long would it take to save it again? 5 years. Maybe more. I would be almost 40 by the time I could try again. The next morning, my grandmother called. She is my father's mother, and she is the person I respect most in this world. She helped raise me when my parents were busy with the shop. She taught me to read. She made me soup when I was sick. I loved her more than anyone. Her voice was gentle, but her words were heavy. She told me that family was everything, that when she was young she had sacrificed so much for her siblings, that this was what family did for each other. She said Lana was still young, that she would learn from her mistakes. But right now she needed to be saved. I felt the guilt crushing my chest. I told her I would think about it. That evening I received a text message from Lana. It was the first time she had contacted me directly since the $500 loan that was never repaid. The message did not start with an apology. It did not start with an explanation. It just said, "Mom told me you are going to help. When can you send the money?" I read that message over and over again. No please, no thank you, no acknowledgement of what she was asking me to give up. She sent another message a few minutes later. "I need the money by Friday or I am finished." Then a string of heart emojis, and the words, "Love you, bro." Something inside me cracked. I did not sleep well that week. Every night I lay awake thinking about what to do. Part of me wanted to just send the money and be done with it. That was what I had always done. Give in, sacrifice, move on. But something felt different this time. Maybe it was the amount. Maybe it was the way everyone demanded instead of asked. Maybe I was just tired. On Wednesday night I did something I rarely do.